Welcome to another broadcast. As you know, I'm in Angola. I'm here with my partner, who's also my brother, Nicolau, behind the camera, and Byron, who's working with us. And it's your second time in Angola,
Yes,
and I believe you're liking it thus far.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it more than the first time, even
More than the first time,
more
even.
than the first time. Yeah, because this time I'm here by myself. I don't have to worry about my wife going shopping
Hmm.
and all of that stuff, so we can focus on
Okay.
business.
So when you're alone, it's better.
Not necessarily. So, I didn't say quite that.
Yes, now as you can see, we are here in Angola, and I'm inviting you all to join our trip next year, 2025. We always organize three trips every year, and yeah, let us know if you're interested to come with us and to explore Angola for yourself. We are joined in this broadcast with our big brother, who is also a great businessman here in Angola, Eduardo Machado. He's doing great things here, and he's gonna tell us all about it. Eduardo, thank you for agreeing to do this interview. And can you just introduce yourself shortly, yeah, who you are and what you do?
Thank you. Well, my name is Eduardo Machado. And before I introduce myself, I like to extend our very Angolan compliments, obviously, to our not guests anymore, because we are considering this team now a resident team, Angolans. Lando and Byron, welcome. Um, a very warm greetings as well to your audience. We are very much excited and enthusiastic about having this dialogue with you and the extended community, obviously. And as far as myself is concerned, yes, I'm an Angolan. I was educated here and abroad, um, um, and that I think uh, was a privilege because it gave me an opportunity not only to study and learn about Angola, but also study and learn about other places and other environments, and sort of like join these experiences to reinforce the significance of um, collaboration, cooperation, sharing, partnering, which I think are key to all of the challenges we have, and to allow us together to find solutions and create opportunities for all that are interested. Um, so I was trained in technical fields. Um, but then, after having had some experience in technical fields and having some management experience, I started developing businesses on my own as well.
Okay.
Besides working for either in public institutions or private companies, bigger private companies. Um, uh, I began my career in banking, um, which also gave me an opportunity to learn about the business and the economic environment in the case of Angola. Um, but I also, because of the nature of Angola's economy, um, which unfortunately is still not as diversified as we would want it to be, I worked in the primary, which is not the typical primary, because usually the primary economy in a country like Angola should be agriculture. In this case, it's oil and gas because it represents 90% of its exports. And I think right now, close to 50, 54% of GDP, it's still driven by the oil economy, which is the problem that I think it's up to all of us to resolve, which is the diversifying this economy. Um, um, and you know those experiences have allowed me to, well, first of all, get to know this economy, get to see what opportunities are there, both within um, the what we call the primary economy versus all the other aspects of the economy as a whole. Um, but if there's one thing I would want to achieve in this dialogue and conversation, which I hope to be continuous, I'm hoping that this is something that we will make a habit of it, and we will have and engage in these conversations before, because I believe that we will not escape the situation or the stage upon which we are today without uh, collaborating and gathering or gaining or being able to capture or motivate the contribution and subsidies of all who are interested in seeing Angola develop. And that means Angolans living outside of Angola, the diaspora as you're calling, any other individuals, Angola or not, who may be interested in uh, seeing Angola progress, and obviously the Angolans themselves coming together. I think we all together can more quickly and more efficiently find solutions and opportunities for the problems that are in Angola, which can be turned into opportunities for all of us. And these uh, should and can be mutually beneficial. Um, I think if you are an Angolan living outside of Angola and you see opportunities elsewhere, I am pretty sure you will find opportunities in Angola as well, given its nature, uh, its population structure, the demands of this population will input into what the economy is and what services it needs. Um, and obviously, this is a wonderful country, of course. It's got good weather, it's got tranquility, it is safe now. Because the days of the conflict are now 20 years plus. Uh, it's safe to move around within the country, and it's open. It's a very welcoming place and environment for everybody uh, beyond Angolans.
What are the needs and opportunities that you see here in Angola?
Yes, well, I'm going to answer this question in two parts. Um, as it is, everybody is aware. Everybody that looks into Angola knows that Angola is considered an emerging economy.
Yes.
So this is this is the I should say the not the scientific, but the what we call the formal view or perspective of what this economy is. Well, as per IMF, World Bank, so how's the financial institutions, how they look at Angola, right?
Mm-hmm.
So as and so by definition, these institutions, they consider Angola an emerging economy. What does that mean? That means that it's an economy that is at a stage right now where it's not like the European economies, which are considered developed economies, right? Angola is an emerging, so it's basically a developing economy. It's in the process of transitioning from a low income, um, basic services, a low skill, low wages type economy. So it's an emerging economy. And also, by that definition, if you're looking at information or data from the World Bank, IMF, it tells you that these economies contribute to the global economy, right?
Yes.
Because you have the developed economies, then you have the emerging economies. It is the whole of those economies that make the global economy, right? Now, you ask me which ones are growing faster. Is it the developed economies grow faster or the emerging economies grow faster? Technically, or scientifically at least, um, some scholars say that emerging economies grow faster. Maybe with one exception, China, right? Because China is a big economy and it grows 7% a year, right? The United States never grows at 7% anymore. It grows 3%, 4% because it's so big, right? China is big, but it's still growing at 7%. But why? There's something in common. And that common reason for why these economies, emerging economies in China, grow so quick is because demographics. They've got more people added to the economy every year, right? So the first part of my answer is that why there are opportunities in Angola. When you look at the structure of the economy, because of the rate that it's going to grow, in the foreseeable future. For example, Angola needs to grow more than 3%, which is its population rate. So it needs to grow 4, 5, 6% a year. If an economy is growing at that rate, it means it's creating opportunities, and these opportunities are business opportunities, uh, entrepreneurial, everything opportunities, right? So that's the, let's say, the formal um, uh, economic perspective, right? The other perspective is from a business entrepreneurship perspective, which means what do I look at when I look at the micro aspect of the economy? What happening? What are the services? What are the opportunities are there? Where there's a there's many opportunities there because of this element of growing very fast, having a very young population, having lots of people there, not having enough services, not having enough um, providing or providers or service providers, then that means there is space for just about anything. In this, we're talking what? For example, you guys have seen that there's high demand for towing vehicles that are
Yes.
broken down in the roads. There are need for telecommunication services, right? Uh,
Clinics, healthcare.
uh, Health services, um, commerce, uh,
Actually, any kind of
industrial,
business.
any kind of business.
Any
Why?
kind of business.
Why?
Yeah.
Because you have a 30, 35 million uh, population size that is growing. Uh, you came out of a protracted war, a conflict, about 20 years ago, which obviously set back uh, the ability the country had to progress, right? Until 2000,
Yes.
2002, 2004, economic growth was stifled by the conflict, by the war, right? So with the conclusion of that conflict, with peace, that opened up business opportunities and obviously the opportunity to grow, right? Um, so so the more business, the more, let's say, micro individual look at the economy, you see a whole lot of opportunities beyond what public, meaning public here, meaning the government and the state is trying to do. Bigger companies here, especially in mining, like the oil companies, the diamond companies, beyond what they're doing, you have gaps in the supply chain because all of, even the government works, the industrial works, the oil companies, the mining companies, they all need some sort of supply chain to be able to execute their works, right? That gap right now is filled by foreign companies or expats, which is inefficient, right? The more efficient thing would be that if you are developing any type of business or process in Angola, that the service providers or the providers or the supply chain was locally driven, right? It was right provided or developed or created by smaller companies, right? Which would then build an ecosystem around that particular industry, right? So the opportunities are huge. There are many opportunities, both if you're looking at setting up an operations that would help big businesses or small businesses that are specialized in doing something. There are gaps in the entire supply chain which need to be filled. And I think what motivates me to have these conversations, and I made it a point to all of you that I don't I make it a point not to miss an opportunity to talk to Angolans or anybody who's interested in learning about Angola, because I believe that we can grow much faster. We can achieve progress by being inclusive. Inclusion, collective efforts, cooperation, collaboration with all and everyone who's interested, both, and this can be mutually beneficial opportunities, will just make us much more stronger and capable, just like all the other economies around that are taking advantage of the knowledge, education, and talent of everybody who's interested in that particular economy. So I invite everybody to initially learn, study, investigate, research about this economy and the opportunities that are here, so that they can make an informed decision. But uh, just like Namibia, Botswana, whatever the other economies in the regions, this is an economy that has opportunities from tourism to specialized services, and in be it whatever the industry it is. But it needs both the capital, the human capital, the financial capital, the talent, the motivation, and the exposure that your audience has by having worked, even owning businesses outside of Angola in different environments that obviously can bring expertise and can bring knowledge into this particular economy, and uh, help everybody else here who's looking for an opportunity uh, to achieve that.
Yes, yes.